Joining me now, he returns as the captain of the United States Walker Cup team, victorious at a little place called Cypress Point last year. They head to Lahinch here in a little bit over a week's time. He is Nathan Smith, four-time Mid-Am champion, won the inaugural four-ball with his partner when the USGA rolled out that great competition. He's Nathan Smith, joining me now from the great little hamlet in South Carolina, Georgetown, South Carolina. El Capitan, good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me. Love the show.
Thank you. I love having you on. It's about that time of the year. This team, and we've got it now, and as we share it with everybody, you know, I asked you this question last year, you know, and I had Snedeker on with respect to the President's Cup last week. Give everybody an idea of how you go about the evaluation and the construction of your team.
Well, I think it's similar in a way, you know, the President's Cup or Ryder Cup. You know, the World Amateur Golf Rankings are a big part of it. Wagger, you know, they update every Wednesday. I feel like everybody, you know, follows it to see what it's updated every year. But you want, you know, a little bit of that, the rankings. It's a 2-year process. This year was unique because it's back-to-back years, so it's a little bit more of a sprint. And, you know, we have a committee, executive committee, that picks the team, and boy, they really do their thorough research. But you know, you look at the rankings and you also look at guys that are hot and playing well now. So we put together a great team. It's tough because there's so many, you know, great players. So, you know, you try to get it right. And, you know, I feel like we have a great squad.
Well, you do, and you're right. I mean, there's so many wonderful players. You have 3 guys who are on that team at Cypress Point. One of them is Steuart Hagestad, who people will call the old man. You know that moniker. You live that moniker, being the Mid-Am on several Walker Cup teams. Explain to people, for somebody who he's not an old man, but in this world with kids swinging at 100 and 192 miles an hour easily, the accomplishment of someone like Steuart Hagestad to remain as good as he has.
Well, it's a test of time. I mean, how many Walker Cups has he made? It's incredible. Like you said, the game's exploding. At times, it almost feels like a different sport. I mean, with the swing speeds and ball speeds, everybody is doing, and it's evolving, you know, fast. It's become a really athletic game. And, you know, it used to be you kind of had to be big and strong. Now it seems like, you know, the more you spin the hips, the quicker you are, the fast twitch. Guys are academies, such a younger age, the ball, the club, and the game's exploding. So for somebody like that to, you know, make so many teams and be there, I know it's, you know, an advantage for us. Not only is he a great player, but when you can have somebody like that with that experience, kind of the eyes and ears to see things and run things off of, it's a huge advantage for us.
You know, Nathan, I mentioned you played that role on several Walker Cup teams. Did your captain, you know, ask of you as the Mid-Am to have a particular role that you ask as well of Steuart Hagestad now with this team for the 2nd year in a row?
Well, I played for Buddy Marucci in 2009, and I played for Jim Holgreaves in 2011, 2013. And for the 13 team, Todd White was also on the team. We had 2 mids. But, yeah, I think a little bit. I think they run some things off you or see what you're seeing. It's a similar situation, and I think maybe I can go to – I think we had the type of relationship, too, that – you know, if I'm seeing something, I can go to them and say, you know, about this player, that player, they might play well, or different things like that. Because a lot goes into it, you know, with alternate shot and, you know, wind directions. And, you know, with alternate shot, you can pick which tee you want to go off of, even or odd. So let's say if 3 par 5s are evens and, you know, vice versa with the par 3s, you get an iron player. There's a lot of strategy involved. So there's a lot of talking through the week. So they did. And they were incredible captains and learned so much from them.
You know, I know with any captain, you know, getting time with a group that may be part of your team, look, it's hard to do this. I mean, we're talking about a combination of, you got a couple high school kids, you got all these college kids who are playing a ton of competitive golf, but these junkets, these team building exercises where you get these groups together, and it's not like you're going somewhere and putting your ball in a hopper. You guys have gone to some good locales. What are you trying to get out of these little get-togethers that you've done through the year?
Well, we try to get the team together as much as you can. Like you said, it's kind of everything's evolved from, now you have a couple guys who are still kind of in high school. They may play some junior events. They may get some Corn Ferry starts, some PGA starts. You still have the National Amateur Summer schedule. So it's just exploded and you kind of have to adapt with it. Now, we got together in late December, down in Florida and got the team together and played some alternate shot. And the guys got to know each other and everything. But through the course of the year, it's tough. It's tough to get everybody together. So we're always trying to, do that as much as we can, but it's difficult. But we got a great team and camaraderie, and we got together a few times, and the guys know each other well. And anytime you get them together, it's a great thing.
It is. Look, I know that you contribute to the USJ in any way you can, and it's nice to see you at the annual meeting every year. The development program. I'm curious. The development program is long overdue, and I'm thrilled that it now exists to develop boys and girls to reach the highest ceiling they can reach. Are there ways to introduce kids in the development program to USA Golf? Do you think that those are things that should be looked at? Like the team concept.
Sure. Well, that's a great point. I think they've done a great job, developing that program, and Mike Wand and, Heather, Chris, a lot of people that are, doing that and everything. And I think you're seeing that coming into fruition, that guys are starting to, do that and make these teams and everything. But the more you can, do that, at that lower level, you start to see the, kind of the ripple effects, of a Walker Cup team or different things, or Palmer Cup teams. So I think it's incredible what they've done, and they've adapted and seen other countries doing it, and they're doing an incredible job developing these young players. And I think that's what another point, we're talking about Stu and everything. It's just the fact that people are developing earlier, and even Tommy just said, I heard a little bit ago, that he was choosing what he had to play at age 12. It's like, I'm going to focus on golf rather than, go the basketball route. So it's they're deciding at a young age, and they're incredible players.
They are. And look, you had a high school kid last year in Mason Howell. You get another one this year in Miles Russell. Give me an idea of what stands out about Miles in terms of what he's already done. Posting up medalist numbers at big-time amateur events, and now on a Walker Cup team. What is it about Miles Russell that stands out?
Well, I think it's amazing. He's, I think, and that's the thing with all these guys, with 10 guys, not only are they incredible players, but they're great people. Miles has an incredible family and mom and dad. And I think that, the way he conducts himself, I think we all know what an incredible player he is and what he's done. And we watched him this summer, and, he just keeps getting, better and better. But, he's an incredible young man, just the way he conducts himself. And, that's like the same with the other 10 guys. They're just incredible guys, incredible people. And, their play speaks for itself.
I'm curious, what do you remember in 2011 on that team? Jordan Spieth had just turned 18. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then 2 years later, he had already won on the PGA Tour after 1 year of college golf, which included a national championship at the University of Texas. What stood out about Spieth at 18?
Well, actually a lot. And it's funny because at that point, he was just going into Texas. And at that point, I think he was one of the youngest people to make, kind of the Walker Cup team. There was a lot of talk about that. And, he was still playing. He had just played like a lot of sports in basketball and everything. But Jordan was, obviously, he had this incredible junior career. But when I played with him, he had this clutch gene where if you're playing a match or anything, he just would never miss a putt when you had to make it. So, I mean, that was one of those where it was like, it was just incredible for me. Like, if the chips were down, he was going to make it. And I believe there was a putt over there, late Saturday that we needed to kind of hang into it till Sunday. And he made it. The wind's going everywhere. And it was like this slick, 15-footer. And he made it and gave our team some life. So he kind of had the clutch gene. I don't think any of us knew that he was going to go on and just go on this incredible run and with, all these majors and just start, filling up the cup from everywhere. I mean, we were all kind of like, wow. But he developed really quickly. But he kind of had, an it factor to him. And a lot of those guys in a lot of their different ways, when you see them go on, even you just had Tommy or Jackson, there's you can see it. You can see it in the guys. So
Yeah, and of course,
special.
Tommy takes a little swipe at you. Not well received, I'm sure. Done with,
It's all
with
good.
true
It's
love.
all good.
That's
It's all
true
good.
love.
Jeez.
You
Clowned
mentioned
me. He clowned
Jackson.
me.
And his point about Jackson Koivun was, yes, the putter is really, really good and really reliable, but he talked about distance control. Does Koivun, though, and I think Miles Russell possesses this, and people who are on that 11 team said to me about Spieth, like old head, young shoulders. Is Jackson similar? Is there this? And I think, Nathan, that a lot of that has to do with feeling comfortable in an old room with people who are your elders and not being cocky, but feeling like you belong. Does Koivun possess those same traits?
Oh yeah, he possesses all the traits, and I can tell you as a captain to have somebody like that on your team was just, I mean, geez, it feels like you have, Michael Jordan or something on your team. You just kind of like Gene Hackman and Hoosiers. You just kind of sit back and just watch the guys play. And listen, he was an incredible leader, incredible player, as Tommy said. Not only with the driving distance, the putting, he's got the TrackMan, the irons, but I think what people don't see is just how, what a professional he is at such a young age, everything from working out and just the whole thing. It just was all just advanced and professionalism. And he was a leader, and it was incredible having him. And I think I don't know, just take him for all the teams. Take Sneds, anything, take him, so it's incredible.
So I'm curious, by the way, don't go full Hackman and play a man down like he did when a guy fouled out. I'm curious, so you've seen a difference in the athlete, the speed, the optimization, but I'm curious as well about the culture, because a lot of these guys now have representation when they show up at Walker Cups. They got money in their pockets. They got sponsorship. Do you do your best, not to eliminate all that stuff, but to try to keep this the way it's always been as best you can?
Well, I think there are two sides to that. I think that they do a great job of it. Like I said, the passion's still there, the love's still there. The guys want to play. I mean, I made these phone calls. You should see how excited these guys are to make the teams, and they all wanted to make the teams. And I see them at the events, and they're like, "I'm trying for you, Cap. I'm going to do this. I'm going to earn it." I mean, they want it, and I mean, that's just the first thing. Is there's a lot of passion, a lot of love, and they want it, and they keep it that way. The second is, I mean, you got to adapt with the times, right? I mean, it's like, yeah, there's a lot of money in the sport. There's a lot of agents, PGA Tour U, NIL, and you got to accept it. I mean, for me, I didn't really run for it or try to shield it. I think you got to kind of adapt with the times, and I think the players are all great guys. Like I said, you got 10 incredible young men who love the game and want to be there and go play for their country, first and foremost. But you got to adapt with it. It is what it is.
Before I let you go, it's really neat to represent your country overseas. You did it in 2011 as a player. Give everybody an idea of what these guys are going to get at Lahinch, which is one of the more interesting places, enjoyable places to play golf recreationally. What are these guys in for?
Well, we're in for a lot. Lahinch is, I was shocked when I went over there. It's beautiful. It's kind of a surf town. It's an incredible course. It's a tough course. There are a lot of dogleg lefts with maybe some wind coming out of the left. So I'm curious if some of our lefties that might set up well. There's that great par 3, kind of iconic blind par 3. But we're gonna be in for it. They've got a great team, and there's going to be a big crowd there, and we need to be ready to play. And I think they have a great team. You see that, they got a couple guys right now that control the two biggest, amateur events, the U.S. Amateur and British Amateur, and I think they have one of their best teams in a while. So we really, really have our hands full, and we really need to be ready to play out of the gate.
Yeah, you mentioned the blind par 3. If somebody built the Dell hole here in the United States, it'd be their last commission in all likelihood. But it's one of the amazing, neat moments of an experience of playing Lahinch. To do it representing the United States in a Walker Cup will be one of the great moments for all these young men. And for you, I know how proud and humbled you are to have the role you have. By the way, how about McGinley being added to the GB&I Brain Trust? I mean, they're not messing around.
They're loading it up. They're loading it up. We knew that were coming. And that's they're not allowed to do that. Come on, you can't get him. He's awesome. I met him a few times, and he's a great guy, and he'll help them tremendously. But they're going to be loaded. But to your point, I think the guys to represent your country. Once that flag goes up, you hear the music. You know, you get a little choked up. That first tee shot's probably the most nervous you've ever been with the crowd, and it's feelings in golf that you'll probably never have again, unless you maybe make a President's Cup or Ryder Cup team. It's special stuff.
No doubt about it. It's good to have a conversation always with you. Hope I see you sooner than later. Thanks as always.
Thank you. Love the show, and thanks for having me, Gary. You're the best.
You bet. There is Nathan Smith. He is the captain of the United States Walker Cup team.